Hi, welcome back. In a world addicted to noise, attention, and constant explanation, there is something deeply powerful about a man who remains calm. A man who does not react to every insult. A man who does not reveal every emotion. A man who walks through chaos with silent discipline in his eyes. Most people today are emotionally exposed. They reveal their pain too quickly. They speak without thinking. They search desperately for approval from strangers who do not truly care about them, strangers who do not truly care about them. But the Stoic man is different. He understands that the world is always watching, not listening to your words, but studying your reactions, your anger, your fear, your insecurity, your desperation. The modern world rewards attention, but wisdom rewards restraint. There is a sculpted grace in the man who stays composed while everyone else loses control. His silence becomes intimidating. His emotional discipline becomes magnetic. His calm energy speaks louder than pride ever could. Because true masculinity is not aggression, it is self-mastery. And once you master yourself, the world loses its power to control you. Every conversation is a hidden test. Every public interaction is an invisible battlefield. People may smile at you while quietly analyzing your weaknesses. Some want your respect, some want your energy, and some simply want to see you lose control. This is why emotional discipline is rare. Most people react instantly. They defend themselves too quickly. They explain too much. They expose their emotions to people who never earned their trust. But a wise man understands something dangerous. The more people know about your inner world, the easier it becomes to manipulate you. Your emotions are valuable. Your mind is valuable. Your peace is valuable. Do not hand them out carelessly. The Stoic man watches more than he speaks. He studies human nature quietly. He notices insecurity hidden behind confidence. He notices jealousy hidden behind compliments. He notices weakness hidden behind loud behavior. And because he observes deeply, he learns when to speak, and when silence is the stronger weapon. Silence is misunderstood by weak minds. Some people think silence means fear. Others think silence means submission. But in reality, silence is often the highest form of control. A man who cannot stay silent usually cannot control himself. The world is full of people constantly trying to prove something, trying to appear important, trying to win arguments, trying to force others to notice them. But the strongest man in the room rarely needs attention. His presence speaks before his words do. Silence protects your dignity. It protects your plans. It protects your emotional stability. Because once words leave your mouth, they no longer belong to you. A careless sentence can destroy trust. A moment of emotional weakness can expose your vulnerabilities. One emotional reaction can give another person control over your peace. The Stoic man understands this deeply. That is why he speaks slowly, carefully, purposefully. His silence is not emptiness. It is awareness. And the more silent you become, the more clearly you begin to see the true nature of people. Power grows best in darkness. The moment you announce your dreams to the world, you expose them to doubt, jealousy, criticism, and unnecessary energy. Some people secretly pray for your failure. Others will laugh before you succeed. And many will discourage you simply because they abandoned their own dreams long ago. This is why wise men move quietly. They build in silence. They suffer in silence. They improve in silence. And one day, they arrive successful without warning anyone. A Stoic man does not seek applause before victory. He understands that validation before results weakens discipline. Talking too much creates the illusion of progress, but action creates real transformation. The lion does not announce the hunt. The mountain does not announce its strength. The ocean does not explain its depth. Real power never needs advertisement. Stay focused. Stay private. Stay disciplined. Let your success shock people naturally. Never complain about your problems. Pain is part of life. Struggle is part of growth. Suffering is part of becoming stronger. Every man carries invisible scars. Every soul fights battles nobody else can see. But there is a difference between expressing pain and building an identity around weakness. Complaining repeatedly trains the mind to stay powerless. It feeds helplessness. It destroys resilience. The Stoic man does not deny suffering. He simply refuses to become a slave to it. When life becomes difficult, he becomes calmer. When the world becomes unfair, he becomes more disciplined. Because he understands one truth: hardship can either break a man or sharpen him into something unshakable. Your pain can become wisdom. Your heartbreak can become maturity. Your loneliness can become self-discovery. But only if you stop feeding suffering with endless complaints. Silence your excuses, strengthen your mind, and carry your burdens with quiet dignity. Anger feels powerful in the moment, but most of the time, it is only weakness losing control. A man who explodes emotionally becomes predictable. And once people can predict your reactions, they can control you. The world will provoke you intentionally. Some people will insult you just to study your response. Some will disrespect you because they want access to your emotions. Others simply enjoy creating chaos inside calm minds. But the Stoic man refuses to surrender his inner peace to temporary emotions. He understands that anger clouds judgment. It destroys clarity. It weakens decision-making. And many lives have been ruined by one uncontrolled moment. A weak man reacts instantly. A disciplined man pauses. That pause is power. Because in that small moment of silence, you prove that your emotions obey you, not the other way around. The strongest warriors in history were not dangerous because of rage. They were dangerous because of control. A calm man becomes terrifying in a different way. His presence is steady. His mind is sharp. His energy is grounded. He does not shout to feel strong. He does not intimidate others to feel respected. His discipline speaks for him. There is a sculpted grace in emotional restraint. The ability to remain composed while others lose themselves emotionally is rare in modern society. Anyone can scream. Anyone can react. Anyone can break under pressure. But remaining calm while chaos surrounds you, that is masculine mastery. So when life tests your patience, stay centered. When disrespect enters the room, control your breathing. When anger rises inside your chest like fire, remember this truth: the man who conquers himself becomes impossible to conquer. Never apologize when it is not necessary. Many people apologize for existing. They apologize for speaking honestly. They apologize for setting boundaries. They apologize for protecting their peace. Over time, unnecessary apologies slowly destroy self-respect. The world teaches people to become smaller, quieter, and easier to control. But Stoicism teaches something different. Stand firm without becoming arrogant. Speak clearly without fear. Protect your standards without guilt. A Stoic man understands the difference between humility and weakness. If he hurts someone unfairly, he apologizes sincerely because honor matters to him. But he never apologizes simply to avoid discomfort. He never betrays himself just to be accepted. Weak people often manipulate kind hearts through guilt. They make you feel selfish for choosing yourself. They make you feel wrong for saying no. They make you feel cold for protecting your energy. But listen carefully. Boundaries are not cruelty. Silence is not arrogance. Self-respect is not selfishness. The disciplined man understands that not everyone deserves unlimited access to his time, emotions, or energy. And because he respects himself, others slowly begin respecting him too. There is a quiet confidence in a man who no longer seeks permission to exist. He walks calmly, speaks carefully, and carries himself with sculpted grace, balanced between strength and humility. He does not need to dominate others. He simply refuses to abandon himself anymore. Never reveal your financial situation. Money changes the way people look at you. Some people admire you only when they believe you are successful. Others secretly resent you the moment your life improves. And many will treat you differently based on what they think you own. This is why wise men protect their financial lives in silence. A Stoic man does not flex his wealth to feed his ego, and he does not expose his struggles to gain sympathy, because both attention and pity can become chains. The modern world encourages people to display everything: cars, watches, clothes, bank accounts, as if value can be measured through appearance. But real power is quiet. True wealth is waking up without desperation. True wealth is peace of mind. True wealth is freedom from constantly trying to impress people who do not truly care about you. The disciplined man understands this deeply. He knows that showing off attracts fake loyalty. People begin loving the image instead of the soul. And when money disappears, so do many smiles. That is why he moves privately. He builds slowly. He invests wisely. And he protects his future like a sacred responsibility. Even during hard times, he avoids turning his pain into public performance, because dignity matters to him. The Stoic man knows that struggle is temporary, and he refuses to let temporary seasons define his identity. Never gossip or explain your philosophy. Gossip is the language of distracted minds. People who constantly speak about others usually avoid facing themselves. They criticize, judge, spread negativity, and slowly poison their own spirit without realizing it. But the Stoic man walks away from unnecessary drama. He understands that speaking badly about others never elevates his own character. It only reveals insecurity hidden behind words. Strong men focus on purpose. Weak men focus on people. The disciplined man chooses silence over gossip because he protects the condition of his mind carefully. Every word shapes energy. Every conversation shapes thought. And over time, negativity becomes a habit if you feed it long enough. But there is another lesson many people fail to understand. Never waste your energy explaining your philosophy to everyone. Not everybody is capable of understanding your growth. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you because your discipline reminds them of their own lack of control. The Stoic man does not argue endlessly to prove his wisdom. He does not force people to understand him, and he does not chase approval from crowds. He simply lives differently, quietly, consistently, powerfully. Because deep down, he knows something important. People rarely believe words. They believe patterns. When they see your calmness during pressure, your discipline during temptation, your silence during conflict, your lifestyle becomes the explanation. And that explanation is stronger than any speech.
Final lesson: become unreadable and self-controlled. The world does not fear loud men for long. Noise fades quickly. Anger burns fast. Attention disappears. But a man who controls himself completely, that man becomes unforgettable. There is something deeply intimidating about a person who cannot be emotionally manipulated. A man who stays calm when insulted, focused when distracted, silent when provoked, disciplined when life becomes painful. Most people are controlled by emotions they never learned to master. Their happiness depends on validation. Their confidence depends on attention. Their peace depends on circumstances. But the Stoic man builds his strength internally. He understands that the greatest battle is not against the world, but against the chaos inside himself, against anger, against ego, against insecurity, against desperation. And slowly, through silence and discipline, he transforms himself into someone unshakable. He no longer explains every emotion. He no longer reacts to every opinion. He no longer seeks permission to become who he was meant to be. Instead, he watches quietly, moves carefully, speaks intentionally. His energy becomes difficult to read. And because people cannot control what they cannot understand, he protects his peace naturally. But becoming unreadable does not mean becoming cold-hearted. The Stoic man still feels deeply. He still experiences pain, loneliness, disappointment, fear. He protects his peace naturally. But becoming unreadable does not mean becoming cold-hearted. The Stoic man still feels deeply. He still experiences pain, loneliness, disappointment, and fear. The difference is, he refuses to let those emotions control his behavior publicly. There is a sculpted grace in this type of restraint. The ability to carry pain without spreading it. The ability to remain kind without becoming weak. The ability to stay humble without losing confidence. That is true masculine strength. Not dominance, not arrogance, not aggression, but calm self-control. Because real power is not forcing others to fear you. Real power is reaching a level where nothing external can easily disturb your inner peace. So become disciplined, become patient, become emotionally intelligent. Protect your energy, protect your mind, protect your future. Speak less, observe more, react slowly. And remember this final truth. The strongest man is not the loudest one in the room. The strongest man is the one who has mastered himself so deeply that even chaos cannot shake the peace inside his soul.